Managing assignment start and due dates in MyMathLab. After you log into MyMathLab, click on the name of your course. If you want to see what students can see, click on the name of a chapter. MyMathLab assignments will be linked in 3 places: under the pre-quiz link, the practice link, and the post-quiz link. Students will take a pre-quiz, and this will help them determine what they need to practice before they take their post-quiz. If you click on a pre-quiz link, you can see the pre-quizzes that are available to students. As shown here, there are no due dates on these pre-quizzes. If you would like to set a due date for a pre-quiz, you will go down to the Assignment Manager and click the Assignment Manager. Now you will see the names of the assignments that are available to students and whether or not they are assigned. If there is a green check, that means that the assignments are available to students, and they are available to students as of the given start date that is shown. So as of the date that is shown here, students will be able to see these assignments. You may change the start date and the due date for any assignment that is shown. The assignment will not show up under the link until the start date. The assignment will remain open for the students until the due date. To change the assignment due date or start date for an individual assignment, find the name of that assignment and click the Settings for Class button. If you need to change a date for an individual student, you can select Settings per Student. Let's look at the settings for a class. The very first setting that can be changed is the available date and the due date. If you want your students to see the assignment, be sure that the available date is set at today or an earlier date. The last time you want students to be able to enter and work on the assignment is the due date. Click the calendar and select the due date. As of this date and this time, the student will no longer be able to enter the assignment and work on it. Once you have entered the available date and the due date, be sure that you either save and assign the assignment. If you save the assignment, students will not be able to enter the assignment. You must also assign it for students to enter it. So click Save and Assign if you wish for students to enter the assignment. Now this assignment has a due date as well as a start date. This is the 2.1 pre-quiz. We click on Chapter 2 and look at the 2.1 pre-quiz. You will now see that it has a due date. If you would like to set multiple due dates and start dates for multiple assignments, you can do that all at one time. Click on Assignment Manager and the Change Dates and Assignment Status link at the top. This will give you a list of all of the assignments, whether they are assigned, and their start and end dates. I'm going to collapse the menu so that you can see more, and you can do that too at the top of your screen in the upper left-hand corner where it says Menu. If you press that button, the menu will be hidden. You press it again to display the menu. You may toggle by homework or quizzes and tests or by individual chapters. Let's look at quizzes and tests. On this page, all of the pre- and post quizzes for the course are listed. You may go down and change all of these dates here by just entering the dates and the times. You may edit the time to be any time that you wish. You may also apply the same setting to multiple assignments at the same time. If you have multiple assignments that are due, for example, on August 31st, you can put August 31st in the due box at the top, and then you may select all of the items to which that date should apply. Click Apply to Selected, and those dates will automatically be typed for those assignments. When you are ready to save, click Update Changes. Now you can see that these dates were applied to multiple assignments. Homework is very similar, with one exception. When you are setting due dates for homework, you may set them in the same manner by selecting an individual assignment, find the name, and go to the drop-down box for the settings for the class beside that assignment. Enter the due date as you would do with quizzes. You may also enter the time. The difference with homework is that you can allow students to work on a homework with a penalty after the due date. With quizzes, that final date is the final date and students cannot enter the assignment. However, if it's classified as a practice or homework assignment in MyMathLab, you can allow the students to work and change their score after the due date by checking this box. You may select a final submission date that would allow them to work as many days as you wish beyond the original due date, and you can assign an automatic penalty either from the final score or per day, either points or percent. You may also want to check that the penalty is to apply only to questions that are scored after the due date. As with homework and quizzes, you must save or save and assign. If you save, the assignment will not be available to students. If you wish for students to see this assignment, click Save and Assign, keeping in mind that the assignment will show up only once the start date has passed.